Right. So, guys, let's start. We are continuing with our journey on pediatric nursing, and continuing with our journey on pediatric nursing. So, we started this whole journey from maternity, and now a baby is born. So we are learning how to take care of this baby. Okay. Yeah. So we were supposed to meet yesterday, but our Muslim brothers were celebrating their holiday. So we have to respect them because during Christmas and Easter we don't meet. Okay. So if it is their Salah too, we have to also acknowledge it. Okay. Yeah. That is why we couldn't meet yesterday. So today we are continuing with our pediatric nursing. Okay. Let me know if you can hear my voice. Let me know if you can see the screen well. You can send a thumbs up to the chat box for me to know if everything is okay at your end before I start. Okay. Right. So, uh, okay. Right. And I'm getting some positive feedbacks on the chat box. So on Monday, we started with growth and development, and we are continuing today as well. Okay. So we learned the psychosocial, the psychosexual, and the cognitive development. So we are taking these three principles or three foundations through the developmental milestone. Okay. So when we take the developmental milestone, we have under 1 year, okay, and 1 year. Then we have 1 to 3, 3 to 6, and 6 to 12, and 12 to 18 for pediatrics. Okay. All of them have some characteristics, some behaviors that you need to know. So this baby, when you are born, like you and I, we've passed through all these stages. So today we are going to learn what goes on with these stages, okay? When it comes to a child growing, and also developing. Yes. So these are the things you should know. Okay. So we started with, and all these developmental milestone. We have people, we have some psychologists who came in to speak about it. So we have the Ericksons, the Piaget, the Fraud. Okay, all of them came in to comment about it. Yeah. So I think we did the infancy on Monday. Okay. We did the infancy on Monday, that is from 0 to 1 year. So today we are going to continue from the 1 to 3 years bracket. Okay. Yes. So they are called the toddlers. They are called the toddlers. And what goes on with it? On Monday, I was telling you that Fraud, Piaget, and Erickson, okay, when we take the developmental milestone, they will come in and say, oh, for 1 to 3 years, this is how this child is supposed to what? Behave, okay, socially. So that's the blending of the child's mind and how they relate to their society. Would they love human beings or not? Okay. Then their sexual growth or development will also come in. Then we have what? The cognitive, the mind advising itself. Okay. So children in 1 to 3 years, what happens? By the social aspect, we say they are autonomy or they feel that shame and doubt. Okay. So children in this stage, they want to do everything by themselves. Okay. Their mind is telling them that they have to do it. Okay. Yes. The beginning of life, they have to do it by themselves. You can't do it for them. If you and them go to work, mm, I'm making an example. If you and them go to work and there is any benefit, it's for only them. That kind of egocentrism, okay, that is there. So they feel that they can have that autonomy, the power, the self power to do things by themselves. Okay. If you prevent them, they feel shame, they're ashamed, and they begin to doubt themselves. Okay. So a child wants to use a cup to fetch water and carry it home, okay, from the stream or from the tap water. If you shout at them, okay, they feel like, why is this adult shouting on me? Okay, is it that what I'm doing is not best? They feel ashamed. Okay, they believe every words around them. So when you discourage them, when you say words that would discourage them, okay, it makes them feel ashamed of themselves that this thing I did not do it well. That is why they are rebuking me. That is how they interpret it. So the next time the task is there for them to do, they won't do. They will be doubting themselves. Okay, that is the social aspect of life. Now let's look at the cognitive. Mm. So they are the sensory motor. Now they are moving to pre-operational. Okay, pre-operational. So the child who is what? An infant, that is 0 to 1 year, operate with what? The sensory and the motor. Okay. But this guy is doing more of pre-operational what? tasks. Okay, pre-operational tasks. So that kind of their mind is telling them that, oh, autonomy, do it. Autonomy, you can do this one. I mean, so that motivation is there. Okay. Yes. So they go into a realm we call the pre-operational. So as you move on, you see the operational and all those stuffs. Okay. So pre-operational, preparatory. That yes, I can do it. They have seen that there is a development ongoing. Yes. So they know that yes, I can do it. That I can do spirit is there, and they will never allow you to do it for them. Okay. So this child, I mean, they have seen that you've brushed their teeth. Tomorrow, they whilst you are brushing their teeth, they are watching you how you are moving the brush and the bristle in their mouth. They are watching you pre-operational. So they are preparing themselves to do it in future. So the way you did it, mm, leave the brush down. They will go and pick the brush and do it exactly the way they were doing it. Okay. That is the kind of motivation their mind is speaking to themselves. Cognitive, uh, in that cognitive way. Okay. Yes. So when you're doing something in this phase, and this child who is 1 to 3 years is watching you, don't think that they are not looking at anything. They are learning, because I told you that a child in this stage, they believe everything an adult does is right. So if an adult shout when they are doing something and an adult shout at them, they recoil. Okay. They feel ashamed that this thing I'm doing. Oh, okay. If I was doing the right thing, this adult wouldn't have shouted on me. So they will blame themselves. That is where the shame comes in. They feel ashamed of themselves. The next time they will begin to doubt themselves that no, I'm not supposed to do. So always motivate them, give them positive words, okay, to motivate them in this stage. Then now they have moved from sensory sensory motor to pre-operational. So whatever you do, they watch you. They watch you, how you did it. They are watching that skill. So they are at that stage. The watching is the pre-operational phase. They are watching you. The moment you leave that item down, they will go and pick it. So as you are pounding fufu, they are watching you. When you leave it, they will go and pick it and be pounding it. Okay. As you clap your hands, they are watching it. As you stop doing, they will be doing it. So they are watching you to prepare. Okay. So this is how, let me draw the llama line for you to understand it well. This is the activity. I am clapping my hands. Okay. This is the adult clapping your hands. Okay. Then standing here watching how you did it. That is the pre-operational. Okay. The watching phase. The mind is telling them, communicating something to them. They are learning something. Okay. Once you leave them, because of what you've printed in their mind, if they get the opportunity, they will go and also what, start clapping. Okay. So when they start clapping the same way, they have moved from the pre-operational to the operational phase. Okay. Operational phase. So we will get to this phase and we will learn so many things. Now let's go to the sexual development or growth. Okay. We have the anal phase. anal phase. The anal phase. So Freud will say that this child is anal phase. Okay. So what goes on in the anus? In the anus, we see hot poo. Okay. Poo. Anyhow you want to spell it. Okay. Nobody will like poo. We see poo to be dead. Okay. How do you train this child to believe that this is death and that immediately it touches your body, it should be cleaned? Okay. So this child is wearing what? A diaper. They poo-pooed inside. Yes, I their mind, the cognitive, the mind is talking to them that, oh, I poo-pooed. My mom, immediately my mom saw the poo-poo, she removed it. Or immediately my sister or whatever saw the poo-poo, they removed it. Okay. That action and immediate reaction went in their mind that the next time they poo-poo, they will be expecting you to what? Clean it. If you don't clean, they might. Some children will cry. Some children will be having discomfort and all those stuffs. Okay, they peed or weed on themselves. It was changed. Anything from down below, dirtiness. So it creates that connection. It creates that connection of what? I have caused a mess. I need to be cleaned. Okay. Now they don't see, as they are growing, they don't see the people alone as what? As debt. They now see everything in their household as debt. So rubber, papers, okay, water spilling on the floor, kitchen utensils. They bring this together and classify all this as what? Debt. Okay. So now, if this child is trained in the action and the immediate reaction mode, their mind, you tune it, they will grow to become very neat. Okay. Very neat. Yes. That some people even cross the threshold and we say they are obsessed, obsessive compulsive disorder, obsessed. Okay. When you go to their house, everything is in order, neat, nice. When you go and mess up their house, they have trouble with you. Okay. The child who was also growing in an environment that poo-poo was not removed. They started from the poo-poo, from the inner. Poo-poo was not removed. P and V was not removed. Now it came to the society in their house. Water was not cleaned. Whatever, any dirt in the house is not cleaned immediately. So this second child, you train the child, you break that connection between action and immediate reaction. Okay. We have action and immediate reaction. So if this connection is broken, if action is here and immediate reaction is broken, yes, the action it is something constant. There is nobody in this world that you go to their house that at a point in time there was not death. There's death always in somebody's house. But the immediate reaction comes in. When are they going to act or react to this action of dirtiness? So this child will grow and believe, the second child will grow and believe that, oh, when I see dirt in my house, it's not always that I should clean it immediately. Because when they were children, when they were young, their mom left people so many hours, we so many hours, so they have cognitively, they have learned, okay, that yes, an action will always is something constant, but the immediate reaction has broken. So they can do it anytime they want. So somebody will leave cooking utensils, plate and everything, dishes overnight. And in the morning, that is when the person, or when the person wants to eat again, that is where they go and look for their bowl and clean it. That action and immediate reaction is broken. Some people will grow with it. And when you enter their house, you will see. Okay. So please, if you have a question, keep it, write it down. Then, our last 10 minutes, you fish it in. Okay. Now let's go and look at their play. Mhm. They play like uh, we describe how they play with people as parallel. Okay, parallel lines. Parallel lines never would meet. This line and this line, there is no way they will meet at this junction. So this is your child, 1 to 3 years old. This is another child, 1 to 3 years old. Yes, they are being trained as autonomous. Okay. They are in pre-operational. They are watching you do things so that they learn. Okay. Yes. But when it is time for them to exhibit it, they will never, they will exhibit it solely in their lane. I'm in my lane. I don't cross. Okay. So if I get my toffee or I get my football, okay, daddy bought football for me. I would like to play it alone. Okay, I want to that kind of solidarity, solitary lifestyle. Okay, yes, only me. I'll play alone. Let 1,000 children be in the household. They don't want to play with anyone because they live that parallel lifestyle. Whatever they possess here, it will never, as far as they are 1 to 3 years old, it will never cross their mind that they should go and play with and share. No, they don't like sharing. Okay. They don't like sharing. Yes. So that is that stage. You have a child who is like that, it is normal. They will leave that stage. Okay. They will leave that stage. Now let's go on. Their physical growth. So when we say growth, is that the physical appearance? As you are looking at me now, the cells are adding on, cells are living. So the cell, when your mother gave birth to you, the cells that you were having today, all those cells are gone. New cells have come to replace. Okay. So when the new cells, you were born like this cell, all these cells are gone. Now you are a new person. Your eyelashes, new cell, your hair, new cell, your skin. Your skin will peel off. We call it desquamation. The cells inside, worn out tissue, the red blood cells, the blood cells, they will go to the spleen and what? I mean, the spleen will work on it. Okay. Yes, new cells will be produced, new cells will be produced, new cells will be produced. Yes. When the new cells are coming, you were born perfect, no disease. These new cells are coming. Sometimes we have issues with what? Mutation. Mm. We have issues with mutation. Okay. So the new cell that is coming will look at the old cell that is here. So if this is an X cell, okay, or a gene, DNA gene, okay, a new cell that is coming will have to copy. They copy like examination. we copy the nature of this cell and print the same thing. So when I look at this cell and I print the same thing like this, it means I have done what? I have mutated. Okay. I have copycat. In the examination, they say you are copying. Yes, we call it genetic mutation. Okay. There are some people, when new cells are coming, it will come with a disease, a malformation. So instead of getting this same copy, they will give you like this: one, two, three. Three cells have formed, sometimes four. Plenty cells are forming in a short fashion. This is where cancer and all these tumor will come in. The new cells that are coming in is supposed to be like this. We are getting plenty cells here within a short time. Okay. Yes. At a point, these cells that have recreated here as an abnormality, as a tumor, they need energy, they need nutrients, they need oxygen to survive. If they are not getting from the surrounding tissues, what do? They will now grow legs and travel. So this one develop, maybe you get colon, okay, or kidney or whatever, cancer of the bladder. Okay, yes, you got a cancer here, a tumor here, but look at where the heart is. Look at where the liver is. Look at where the bone marrow is. Because this guy is not getting enough oxygen and nutrients to grow, they will grow legs and go and into what? The liver or the bone marrow, where there are a lot of blood vessels, blood cells, so that they can get what? So they don't have to travel. This whole cancer don't have to travel, move the whole sum of it to the liver. They will just create a leg. When they create the leg, we call it metastasis. Okay. Metastasis. In the same cell, this cell that is recreating, so we get plenty X, plenty X, plenty X, plenty X, plenty X. If I destroy these cells, I am destroying the genes. Okay. Yes. So if you are smart and you like medical checkups, you'll be able to take away this tumor. Okay. And I mean, stay safe. Right. So that is growth. New cells will come and replace old cells. Let's go back to the toddler. As you hit 1 to 3 years, your growth rate decreases. Okay. And who is born today by 12 months? We said what? The weight should double. Okay. When they hit 1 to 3 years, the rate of cell regeneration, okay, cell multiplication, it slows down. They sometimes have pot-bellied appearance. It's normal. It will go as as their bones grow up. It will stretch their pot belly and it will go down. Okay. The interior fontanelle is supposed to close 1 to 3 years. So the anterior, if this is the head, this is when the sutures they meet. There are two places here and here. So this one closes very early. Okay. Then this one will take 18 months. So 18 months is 1 year plus what? 6 months. So that 1 year plus 6 months will occur here. The 18 months is in between here. So by the time this child hits this point, or quarter 20 months, this anterior aspect of the fontanelles should close. Then teething will continue. Teething will continue. Teething will continue, yes. So I would say the speed with which the child is growing from 0 to 1 year. Now, 1 to 3 years, they will slow down and take it slowly. Yes, growth is still ongoing, but they will take it slowly, slowly. Okay. Yeah. So these are the things you should know. Okay. Let's look at the motor development. So I told you motor, we have the gross and the fine. They walk independently and they don't want you to help them to walk autonomous. Okay. They run, they climb stairs, they kick a ball. What are the fine skills? They use a spoon. I've told you that the fine art, the fine art, A-R-T, A-R-T, fine art. Okay. So they 10 pages, they stack blocks. So when you give them those toys, the blocks, they can stack it and draw and arrange a ship, arrange a car. So they are able to, they are all art, visual art. Visual art. I told you that God made it, God created the world. And when we look at the world, those who went to the moon, when they are far away from Earth, and they look at the world, it's very beautiful. You see the seas, you see the other planets, you see how beautiful the world is. Yes. And he created us in his own image. Okay. So he created that with fine art, the skill. But a lot of people will grow and leave their skill. Okay. So this child hitting 1 to 3 years are able to scribble, hold something up like a pen or a pencil, scribble. Okay. Yes, they scribble. They can't write their name, but they will scribble. It gives them the hand power to scribble. Okay. So when they get any pencil, they want to write every space or every wall in the house. It is a skill. Okay. Yes. So how about language? Language. So the 0, or let's say that it's the up to the 8, or yes, 8 to 12 months or 9 to 12 months will have the 3 words. The ba, da, da, what is all these words? This guy 1 to 3 years, their vocabulary increases rapidly. How does it increase? If they live in an environment that people talk, they will learn. I've told you that they are in pre-operational phase. Okay. So in this phase, they are watching. I've told you that pre-operational phase, they are watching. As they are watching, what are you, the parent? What are you, the siblings, teaching this child 1 to 3 years? Okay. What are you giving the child? Plenty language. Do you, the parents, talk? Do you talk always? Okay. Are kids in the house talking always for this child? Because he's watching you, pre-operational. He's receiving the information to go and act on it. So when you talk, parents, you talk, the child will learn vocabs. Okay. And they are able to speak. This is not the phase to give the child tablet. Okay. This is not the phase to give the child all this computer and that, because this is a critical phase in their life. Yes. All this screen, it dampens them. There is a part of the brain we call the broadcast point. Okay, it helps you to talk. This part of the brain does not develop well when you exercise the brain on seeing. You know, the brain has different parts. Okay, the visuals are the occipitus. Okay, so when this child here is watching tablet every day, you are training their eyes. Okay, and you are letting this part of the brain, the occiput, develop over the rest of the other parts. Okay, over the rest. So it's they don't have words, vocabularies to develop the broadcast. So they'll be getting what? Short words, vocabs. Okay, that is it. So two words, sometimes they use two-word phrases by H2, and he uses words like no and mine to tell you that they are selfish. They don't want to share anything. No, I don't give it to you. It is mine. Give it to me. Okay. They understand simple commands, which is very perfect. So age is equal to what? Sentence length. That is the pearl. That is the diamond. Okay. That is the jewelry. That is what you should know. Okay. Now, cognitive development. It beginning so Piaget, their mind is now going to talk to themselves. So symbolic thinking, object permanence fully developed. So when they're holding something and you take it from them, this is the mouse. If you take this mouse from them, they will never forget that you've taken their mouse. They will attack you. Sorry, they will attack you and collect their mouse because they still remember. Cognitive, their mind tells them that no, this mouse was yours. Somebody has taken it. Look for it. They will search for it and collect their thing back. And they are very egocentric and think their mind is always telling them it's about me, it's about me, it's about me, it's about me. So when daddy gives their children bread or fish, this toddler wants everything to be given to him only. Okay. Yeah, that kind of self-egocentric lifestyle. Okay. So we have done the autonomy. They want independence. They struggle for control. Okay. So you, the nurse, what are you supposed to do? This child has been brought. He is not feeling well. He has been brought to the hospital. Okay. You have learned all this theory. We learn it because we want to know the age of the child and how they behave. So now you know. Let us put it into practice. And child 2 years has been brought to the emergency department. Okay. For what? For an assessment. Okay. So they will put the scenario before you. 2 years old has been already, you know, this child is selfish. This child watches a lot because they are in the pre-operational stage. And whatever they watch, they are learning in their mind. Secondly, the cognitive development, their mind is telling them that that kind of selfishness, egocentric. Okay, yes. So how are you going to base on these three factors? Three factors: the psychosocial, the psychosexual, and the cognitive therapy to manage the child. Okay. You offer them choices in a careful, in that pediatric format. Yes, offer them choices. So the boy or the girl has been brought to the anesthetic room. We want to anesthetize this patient. We will not go and bring a lot of uh, all these laventers, okay, in a box. Choose the one you like, okay. Choose the one you like, then they will choose, oh, I want color pink, I want color blue, I want color this, I want, okay, any color you choose and the smell, it goes. So they will smell, oh, it looks nice. Then you use that lavender or that color pencil to what? To draw. You help them, you give them the face marks that, okay, can you draw, scribble inside? They will scribble nicely. Then we will tell them, okay, we are going to give you oxygen. Because the lavender smells nice. So we are going to, so I want you to inhale it. Then they will hold it. They will put, or sometimes you help them, or they are on their mother's lap, 3 years old. Okay, they will now inhale nicely. By the time they realize Otilon, they are gone. Yes. So encourage self-feeding. They don't want you to do anything for them. They think they have arrived. That autonomy, okay, the psychosocial, and encourage them to self-feed and dress. Don't dress for them. Because children in this stage, you realize that if this is a slipper and this is left and this is right, mm, banana man, always one, they will put left on the right and right on the left. We call it banana man. Mm, yes, me and my case, we say banana. So, uh, you encourage them to always wear, don't do it for them, otherwise they won't learn. If you do it for them, it makes them doubt themselves, so they will not do it again. So let them do it. When they do it, you motivate them, you motivate that autonomy in them. They will do. When they make mistakes, then you tell them to, oh, swap it, but don't punish them. Avoid punishment. Because I told you that this person is in the phase of what? Pre-operationality. So they are watching and they believe everything and what I believe everything an adult tells them. So because they obey simple instructions. So when you punish them, they blame themselves that, hey, I'm the cause of whatever I'm going through. Okay. Never force anything on them. It crashes, it demoralizes their autonomy. Okay, yes. So if you force, if you punish and do all these things, you are causing us shame and doubt. Okay. So I told you parallel play is here. They play next to, not with other children. This is the key word. They will never play with you. Forget. They don't play with other children. They want to play alone. So the toys, they like the blocks. They are very adventurous. They push toys, the shapes. So all these ones, the questions will come. They will bring all these balls, the puzzles. Yes. Down their behavior. Okay. Because they are selfish. Or don't, this is a harsh word. Because they are egocentric. Okay. The least thing, they get angry, temper tantrums. Okay. Separation anxiety. Separation anxiety. So this patient has come to the emergency room, okay, or the pediatric ward. It is night time. Okay. You, the pediatric nurse, will tell the mom that leave the ward and you take care of this child. When the child realizes that, because they have object permanence, they don't forget people around them. They see their parents as their property, like their football. So when you take their football, they will be angry with you and they will take it back. That's the same way when you separate them from their parents. This object permanence will never allow them to have rest. Yes. So we call it what? Separation anxiety. You can't tell their mom or their dad to go away and they will alone stay with you the next. It won't work. If you are taking them to theater, the mom should follow them to the anesthetic room when they are sedated and they are sleeping. That is when you ask the parents to go. Okay. Yes. So they are very sensitive toward negativism. It demoralizes them. Okay. Their safety, because they want to play alone, they want to do everything alone. You have to keep eyes on them. We have had parents whose children have fallen into water and drowned in this stage because yes, we want to motivate this child to be independent. Okay, but keep eyes on them. We have seen parents whose children in this phase have had burns, okay, because water was boiling on the cooker. They went to hold it and it poured on them. We have had children who had falls, they falling from third floor to the ground floor in the flat. Okay, we have had children who have had drowned. That's the safety. Because this child doesn't want you to do anything for them. They want to do it alone, autonomy. Okay. We have talking, even if you are feeding them, they want to use the spoon to eat. They will fetch big food and it will choke them. So all these things that you should know. Okay. Yes. So nursing communication, how do you communicate? Simple ways. Keep your routines. They want consistency. Allow comfort objects and prepare immediately before procedure. Yes. We prepare immediately before procedure. I want to give an injection. Okay. I am preparing the tray to give the injection, cotton wool, needle, whatever. This child and the parents should be here. Okay. They are not old that you say that, oh, come to anesthesia clinic, let us assess you 2 weeks before your procedure. No. We do the assessment in the room whilst we are preparing to sedate them. We prepare the injection tray. Okay, immediate. So that kind of activity, okay, goes on. Now let's look at what the anklet, some of the anklet spells, the diamonds, the truths. Okay, toddler autonomous. They like parallel play. Inner stage, 2 word sentences at stage 2. And pot belly is normal. These are the key things you should never forget. Let me make it this red. Yes. Never forget. Anytime you see pearl, never forget. I want to go to the preschoolers. Preschoolers. So with preschoolers, they are not school age guys. They are just preschoolers. Okay. Yes. So the school age guys are the class 1 to 6 years. So 6 to 12 to class 6. So class 1 to class 6 or year 1 to year 6, whatever. Okay, these are there. But if you don't fall within this bracket, I told you last time on Monday, and nowadays a lot of people have opened plenty schools. Even if you deliver in the labor room and you want somebody to admit your child in school, there is a school sitting at the corner waiting to admit what? Children who were born yesterday. Okay, so it has made learning development and growth become difficult. If you know this thing, you will never be confused. So class 1 to class 6, by the time you should be 6 years or 7 years, you should be in class 1. And this is a 6 years journey. So 6 plus 6, 12. That is why we call them the school age guys or the schoolers. But if you have not reached here, all this kindergarten, KG, and all these 3 to 6 years, we call them pre-school. Can you give this child board mathematics to learn? No. Can you give this child osmosis to learn? No. Can you give this child acid-base balance to learn? No. Okay. So at this phase, we are preparing you to start school. Preparatory. We are preparing you to start school. Okay. So that's why we call them the pre-schoolers. So 3 to 6 years. What goes on? Initiative versus guilt. Because we are preparing them to go to school. Okay. I mean, now they are coming. You remember the energy they are bringing from 1 to 3 years. They want to do everything. Okay. Whatever we see, when we go to the market, they want to hold the basket. When we go to the shopping mall, they want to hold the cart. We've not even asked them to bring the cart. Remember, they were learning at the pre-operational phase. Okay, they want to hold the cart. They take initiative. We want to cook food in the house. They will want to go and bring the pan, the cooking pot. Okay, when you don't allow them to be the first, okay, to start a process, to take initiative, and you shout at them, you prevent them, you demoralize them, it makes them, they will not feel ashamed, like the toddlers who will feel ashamed. They will not feel ashamed, but they feel guilty. And this is a negative, a minus. Okay, it does not help them to grow. They feel guilty. Yes. Now let's look at what Piaget said that, okay, so they are still, Piaget said, no, this child is a preschooler. Okay, so I will not promote this child to be what? To be operational. He's still in the learning phase. He's still in the watching phase. So let me keep this child still in the pre-operational phase. Okay. Why? Because can you give this child diffusion to interpret for you? When we dismantle cars, okay, proper car we give to this child to arrange, can they do? They are still in the learning phase. Yes, they are above the phase of the schoolers, of the toddlers, but they are still in the learning phase, the preschooler. So I'm not going to make you operational. I'll still keep you under pre-operational. Okay. Then fraud will say they are in the phallic. They are in the phallic stage. Okay. So these people likes what? Cooperative, associative. So this phase, they are no more parallel. They do what they like. If you give them ball, okay, because they have been going to kindergarten, KG. So in kindergarten, if Nigerian parents will bring their child, okay, Ghanaian parents will bring their child, okay, Canadian and all these different cultures, they will bring their child, and all these children will be housed in one building. They are going to stay there from the age 3 to 6 for 3 good years. What are they learning? Nigerian parents will teach the child at home. Okay. Remember, before they came to school, they were toddlers. So in toddler phase, you are learning one culture. You don't have anything to compare. So this child does not go to school. So he is from the Nigerian family. They are learning Nigerian culture. That is the only thing this child knows. That is why they become selfish. When they go out and see anything different from theirs, they don't want to buy it. Ghanaian parents will teach only Ghanaian culture at home because this child is not going to school, doesn't have different cultures to compare. Mm. And all these other cultures, Indian, Pakistan, whatever. Okay. Now, so over here, they are selfish or egocentric because they are exposed to only one culture, only one way of life. How their parents eat, they talk. That is what they know. Now they are in preschool, kindergarten, KG. They have been enrolled into school, kindergarten. Oh, okay. When they went to school, they saw what? Nigerian child, Ghana child, Kenya child, Zambia child, whatever child, British child, plenty children in the same room. At first, they will get cultural shock. At first, listen, no, let me show you something. When you take this child to school for the first time, that very first day they went to KG and you left as a parent, how many parents will attest to it that these children didn't cry? They cried. Why did they cry on that first day, first week? We call it cultural shock. Because over here, this Nigerian child who is fair has come to an environment and seen children, some are white, some are yellow, some are this, some are that children. Okay. Yes, that is a shock. The way people are talking, people are jumping, these are all shocks, cultural shock for children. But they can't say it. But their mind is talking to them. The phallic, okay? Their mind is talking to them. That, no, this is not what I'm used to. This is a new environment. So they become scared and they cry. So over here, they have moved from the phase of object permanence, where they only know their parents and their siblings, to an environment that is not only about their parents and their siblings, but now it's about the whole world, different cultures coming together, okay, to stay here. But give this child some weeks, some months, they will go to school and they will not cry again. Even when there is no school, they want to go to school. When you take them to market and they see as a Ghanaian and they see a Zambian, their classmate who is a Zambian, also coming to market with their mother. Okay, so we call it cultural assimilation. They have assimilated, they have bought into people's cultures. Okay, so socially, we call them what? Associative or cooperative. Never let this leave your mind, guys. Never forget about this. Kindergarten, they are starting school, they are learning cultures. So they are more what associated. They are no more selfish when they were living with their parents alone in the house in 1 to 3 years. But now they are learning different cultures. So they embrace different cultures. Okay. When this child grows, this child will not be a racist. Why? Because this child knows different cultures. Because they have grown in an environment where the culture is diverse. Cultural diversity. The culture is diverse. And whatever testing, whatever assessment the child needs, you can't come and tell them that Indians are bad, Pakistans are bad, these people are bad. Why? Then they would easily believe you. No, they won't. Why? Because they have grown in an environment with different people. Okay. Look at those countries that embrace cultural diversity. You hardly see wars and crimes and all this. Okay. Yes. You hardly see those things there. But countries, let's say we have some countries like when the child, if there are some countries, even when the children reach their teenage is another troublesome milestone where everybody thinks, yes, they have arrived. It is about them. When you talk, they don't listen. Okay. Teenage is about, we will get there. Teenage is about temper tantrums. Okay. Emotions. Emotions. And remember, when the mind meets emotions, okay, the amygdala never forget the incidents. Okay, we will get to this place. I will explain this into details when we get to teenage. Okay, so a teenager who does not get the opportunity to miss and be nurtured, okay, and be nurtured. Yes, we will allow you to go to town, but we are watching you so that nobody will rape you, nobody will harm you, nobody will kidnap you. We are watching you. We will allow you to do whatever you want to do. But when you cross the line, we cut it off. Okay. So you nurture them. Some parents will put their children in boarding house when they reach teenage. We will get to all those things. So you understand why some cultures, people who get the opportunity to meet different cultures. That is why we always say that travel. When you travel, you are not only traveling because you need money, but traveling because you want to learn. You want to see different cultures and how they behave. When you leave the boundaries or the bracket of your country, that is where you begin to see that, oh, when we say Africans, this is how we behave. When we say Asians, this is how they behave. When we say this, so you, this person, you can be trained to become a leader. You can be given the opportunity to speak to everyone. That is it. Okay. So they play. This child is now in kindergarten. So he or she now play. If you give him toffee, he wants to go and give half to the brother or to the classmates. Okay. They have learned how to share. cooperate. Are they having, when they were toddlers, they were having temper tantrums, but now they are in school? Is this tantrum still there? No, the tantrum will vanish. They are now laughing. Let us join together. Let us share. Okay. When you go to town with these guys and you buy toffee for them, they will tell you that, buy some for Emmanuel. Buy some children will force their parents that buy gift card, buy this, because when we go to school, I want to go and give to this my classmate. I want to go and this is an act of what? Cooperativity, an act of love, sharing, okay, and caring. Yes. They are no more in the toddler phase where they are selfish. Okay. Now let's look at the motto. Remember, we are growing from sensory motor. Sensory motor is the basics, the foundation, 0 to 1 year. So let's go to the motor aspects. A child in this phase, yes, the bones and the joints and the muscles, the tendons and the ligaments have developed. That is growth. More cells and thicker cells have been added to their body. Okay. So this child who is what? 3 to 6 years can now carry a small bucket of water, can now ride a bicycle. Okay, why? Because they have cells. See, when you get the question on motor or physical growth for this, Jesus, when they were babies, 0 to 1 year, their cells were little. But 3 to 6 years, more cells have been added. So if 0 to 1 year could not ride bicycle because he has few cells, now this guy has more cells to ride the same bicycle. Sit. They hop on one foot, but this guy cannot do. They climb well, very well. They will climb. Okay. Now let's go and look at the fine motor skills. The fine motor skills, the guy who was 0 to 1 year was learning, was doing how to suck with the mouth, suckle with the mouth and all this. They are fine motor skills. Okay. The guy who is 3 to 6 years, is he still breastfeeding? No. So should we give this child breast to prove his fine motor skills or his visual arts? No. Okay. But we will give them what? When they were 1 to 3 years, they were scribbling. Okay. But in kindergarten, down there in kindergarten, are we going to still learn scribbling? No. We will learn, instead of scribbling like this, okay, let us change this energy into a fine circle. Can you draw it? Yes. Then they draw. Sometimes we hold their hands, they draw a fine circle. Yes. Sometimes we can give them scissors. Then we give them paper. Okay. Then we draw a line. Can you cut from here to here? Yes, sometimes they will be cutting first day, they will cut, the line is here, but they will cut somewhere outside. But with time, with constant practice, they will cut neatly. This is what motor skills. They are, we call them pre-writing skills. They feed themselves. So when you take your child to kindergarten, the teachers say we will not admit the child. It's not like they don't want to be. Sometimes they assess some of the motor skills and other stuffs to know that, okay, but they also don't want stress. Okay. So they dress with minimal help. These are what fine skills. Okay. Sometimes we give them life skills. I mean, so many things. How about language? Now, words are coming. More vocabs. Okay. They can go up to 900 words. like 3 to 4 years. They ask so many questions. Yes. Because why do they ask? This is a key word, it's a cardinal word that you need to write it down with these children. Why do they ask so many questions? Because they refuse to keep them at home. To be what? To be only, at home in the toddler phase, 1 to 3 years. They are only known to the walls of what? Of the household. They are. But now that they are in kindergarten, oh, mommy, John came to school eating with his hand, but at home we only eat with spoon. Mommy, why is John eating with his hand? It's a question for mommy and the parents to answer. Okay, because you have taken outside this wall and they are now seeing different cultures, different mechanisms around them. They don't have boundaries again. They have been exposed. So be ready. So you see, toddlers don't ask plenty questions, but preschoolers, yes, it's culture. I don't understand. Why is it that this boy comes to school always with a bicycle, but me, I walk to school? Okay, they don't understand. It is something that is is a positive thing when your children is in this phase and they ask questions. But I know what happens when children are asking us questions, we get angry and we snub them. Mm. They can state name, age, and gender. Okay. So the English trap here, the literal interpretation of words. Words are taken exactly as they are said. Okay. As they are said. Yes. So when they come to you in the clinic, whatever you tell them, Kofi come, Kofi come. They don't have any other meaning to this than the original meaning. When I talk to a teenager, Kofi come. This teenager will be thinking about, why is it that I'm calling only Kofi to come? Does that mean this guy does not like me? Why are we two people? We are standing there. You are calling only Kofi to come. Okay. So many thoughts as you grow, you begin to think, you have so many thoughts. But this child does don't have that luxury. Okay. They are not thinking about, why is it that you call only Kofi, did not call me? No. Why is it that this? No, no, no. Okay. When it comes to their thinking. So these are the things you should also know. The mind is talking to each other. Sometimes self-centered thinking, magical. Okay, magical. It is one of the tested as principles. So this one too, you can write it down. Magical. I'm hitting on the point. Okay, they went to kindergarten. Okay, and saw one of their classmates climbing the seesaw. And this classmate is calling himself what? The Spider-Man. Okay. In the kindergarten room, they are always showing them telenovelas or TV programs, YouTube programs that will always ginger that energy in them. Okay. They don't see themselves as they have limitations to human power. Okay. This guy thinks he can fly with the kite or all these magical things. Why? Because they were toddlers, they did not know anything. Okay, they were confined to the walls of their home. Now they are in a new environment that they have met different cultures. Some of their classmates are hot, are very adventurous. So they are also started thinking. So we call it the nature and the nurture. A child does not grow alone. It is nature and nurture. So your environment has what influence on you. It is not really about you. The people you surround around by yourself also have influence on you. Okay, yes. Then animism, objects have feelings. They think they are football. If you kick their football so hard, they think you best it. Okay, the football will feel pains. They have a toy. Their father bought them. They are girls. Their father bought them a doll. Okay, if you turn the door, the door. Some of them, the head you can turn for the face to. If you turn, they will be crying. Why? Because they think this door have feelings. You are killing the door. Some of them will feed the door. Some of them will bath the door, put clothes on them because it's cold and all this, put them at the back. And these young girls, they will put a wrapper around the door. Yes, animism. They don't understand cause and effect fully. Okay. So you just have to keep eyes on them so that certain things they do, they will not cause problems for themselves. Yes, they are very initiative, but when you shout on them, they don't feel shame, but they will feel guilty. We want to try new activities, enjoy helping others, like to share. They develop purpose. Okay. So what can you do? You, the nurse, you always motivate them on initiative. How do you motivate them? This child has been brought by the parents to the clinic. We want to give injection. Will the nurse tell the small boy to go and bring the needle? No, that's no initiative. Okay, that is no initiative. Okay, we want to give a vaccine. You can give the cotton wool to them that, oh, clean here. Then you will give. Then they will put, or the father will put the plaster there, cover it. Yes, initiative. It, it, it improves your creativity. Then you praise them. Avoid punishment or criticisms. These guys don't have temper tantrums. So when you shout at them, they will not be ashamed, but they will be guilt. Okay, that guilt. So all these ones I've said about it. They like to play groups, the best toys, the dress up, the puppets, the building blocks, coloring. I mean, everything they want to share. Um, the common fears or the safety aspect, fear of body harm, fear of the dark, fear of monsters, and fear of separation sometimes becomes their downside. Okay. Then injury prevention, hand hygiene, everything they want to try it. Car seat safety is very important. Avoiding small objects is very, very important because it chokes them. It chokes them. Some that round ball, okay, it can choke the baby or the boy. So be careful. They are very, very adventurous. Okay. Explain procedure just before doing it. Yes. Like the toddlers. I've told you that we said they are pre-operational, these two guys, toddlers and the preschoolers, they are pre-operational. Okay. Yes, so they are watching and their thinking is more powerful. Use simple words when you're doing procedure for them. demonstrate the procedure on dolls and allow the child to help. Like I said, hold the cotton wool, the cotton bag, hold it, clean it. I want to give a vaccine. Well, then maybe the father. So the child is helping with the procedure. Okay. Over explanation or over explaining causes anxiety. So all these things you should know. So preschoolers are imaginative. They want to try the magical thinking and fear of what? Needles or mutilations. They have fears. Okay. Ideally, it was supposed to be closing time now, but let's do some 20 minutes. Okay. School age, 6 to 12. Now, this child is no more in kindergarten, class 1. Can you write your name in class 1? Yes, they can write their name. How about their brain? Is it thinking well? Yes. Okay. Sexually, they are in the latency phase. Socially, very industrious. Okay. Very, very. So they build on what? The preschoolers' ability to grow their own. If the preschoolers were cognitively, the preschoolers were having simple thoughts, okay, or magical thoughts. These guys have what? Concrete, operational thoughts. This is where the operation comes. Now life has begun proper. Okay. They also, are they selfish to play? No, class 1. They like to play with everyone because they have now learned how to socialize with what? In kindergarten. Okay. So cooperative play, very important. How about their motto? Yes. More cells. They can ride the bicycle, coordination, balancing, participating in sports, increase strength and endurance, more cells, more bones, more ligaments, more tendons. So all these things comes together to give them more the power. If you get questions on physique, then fine motor skills. This kindergarten boy, I've told you that the preschoolers and the schoolers, just know the preschoolers, build on it. You are done with the schoolers. They write neatly. Okay. They use tools, scissors, crafts. Yes. They are able to tie their shoelace, something that the infant guy can never do. Preschoolers, okay, toddlers, they can't do it. This guy will do it. You should be able to tie. eh, In Ghana, those days, they say if you don't, your hand, that you put your hand across and your hand does not touch your ears, you won't go to class 1. Okay. Yes. They draw detailed pictures, the arts, they develop on it. Mm. Then more logical and concrete thinking. So when we do mathematics, let's say one in preschool, what were we doing? We're learning A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. In the school age child, they will be taught that, okay, if I take A and I take C and I take T and I join them together, I can form a cat. Okay. In preschoolers, Kindergarten, they were learning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, counting and whole numbers. But in school 8, stage 1 or a grade 1 to grade 6, whatever, you learn that if I take 1, then I add 1, I'll get what? 2. Okay. Sometimes this is more difficult for them. Okay, let's break it. Let's simplify it. This is an apple. I have another apple here. Okay. So one apple, another apple is equal to box. It's 2 apples. Okay. So class 1, you learn something concrete. Class 2, you increase it a bit. Class 3, you increase it a bit. Class 4, you increase it. Okay. So as you move ahead in life, then the problems becomes tougher. Not the problems alone in academics, the problems of life. So if you don't want to stress, don't aim to be at the top. That's it. Don't aim to be at the top. Okay. Conservation of masses, number, volumes, egocentric thinking. Okay. For these guys, then abstract concepts still difficult. It's okay. Socially, they are industrious. If you don't allow them to be industrious, they're going to feel inferior. Imagine your child is going to school from stage 1 to stage 6. That is 6 years journey. Your child is 6 years to 12 years. This is the curve. If you miss this curve, it will be difficult to change the child. Okay. This child should be industrious. This child, you should take them to the library, holidays. You should take them to children's program, learn. You should give them more tasks. Which school are you taking your child to? Is the school helping the child to be more industrious? Yes. So they learn, enjoying, and mastering skills, skill learning. Okay. This child should be able to wash your dishes for you as a parent by 12. Okay. They should be able to look after their junior siblings whilst you are busy as a parent. All these things, their self-esteem is very important. What is their teacher telling them? What are their colleagues telling them in school? Because the least thing, when they become fixated with what? Inferiority, you are doomed as a teenager. This is where a lot of African children, they miss the mark. Okay. Yes, because they were taken to schools or they were taken to environment that they were always oppressed. Okay. Always oppressed. You don't have the right to express yourself. You don't have the skill of what? Assertiveness. Yes. So they will marry their husbands and their partners will abuse them. They will go to work. They will abuse them at work. They can't say, they can't leave. Somebody will be at one place. It's not like they don't want to change, but they fear change. Yes, they are not assertive. They miss the mark. Okay. The school your child is going from age 6 to 12. What are the colleagues telling him or her? What are the teachers telling him? Okay. All these things. Take your child to an environment that he or she will be motivated. So self-esteem is very important. It links towards success. Mm, yes. This child has been brought to your clinic. They understand everything. When they were children, they were injected. When they were toddlers, they were injected. When they were preschoolers, they were injected. Now, school age, they have come back again to the hospital for another injection. What do you think? This child, mm, you praise them, encourage them. Mm, Goal completion is very important. It is one thing that people also mix. People will start something today, tomorrow they stop. Okay, they don't end tasks. You wanted to learn NCLEX and pass. You started nicely. You were always joining class. All of a sudden, you have stopped. The problem is not from where you are now. The problem started when you reach this phase of life, 6 to 12 years. You should always complete your task. Complete it. It's a learning curve. Avoid comparison with peers. It causes what? Inferiority in them. So Erickson will come in socially. Okay. As you expose them to the society will communicate with their mind, psychosocial, and their body will exhibit it. Yes. So that is what you should know. So social development, peer approval is very important. Same-sex friendships are very common. Okay. They follow rules and they value teamwork. They value teamwork. They value teamwork. Okay. Yes. So these are the things you should know. Then they like sports, board games, complex games, video games, group activities. A child who is here, don't go and buy building blocks, toys, 6 years to 12 years. They need higher games, PS5. Okay, that will challenge their mind. Okay, yes, it makes them more concrete. Yes, they will reach a target. All these group activities, very important. So when you are abroad and your child is in this stage of life, expose them, register them. Okay, solitary and parallel play is no. Parents, you keep this child home. They don't know anything because you want them to be humble and sober. Okay, them to martial arts. Let them learn itron. Okay. Yes, you teach them how to be strong and defend themselves. That is it. Okay. So all this one. Language is very important. Expanding vocabulary. These are not tidbits. Enjoying jokes and riddles. Reading and writing skills comes here. Because here they will do a lot of exams in school. So their fear is failure and fear of peer rejection. These people like their peers a lot. Okay. Vacation, you see them with their bags. They are going for vacation classes. All the boys will be working together. All the girls are working together. Why? Because their hormones have not reached a stage that the hormones will start connecting to their mind to look for the opposite sex. Okay. A child who is 6 years is not at puberty. So the hormone level is very low. The sex hormones is very low. The libido is low. Nothing, they will sleep, wake up, nothing occurs to them that let me go and look for a girlfriend. But as they hit 12 years, 13 years, the hormone which was here has increased. Now, when they wake up in the morning, the hormones are telling them, it's giving them some kind of feelings, okay, that they themselves, they don't understand. It is hormone, they don't understand. Why am I feeling so bad, so weird, like that? Okay, until maybe one day they will go and meet a girlfriend or whatever, and they will have any sexual intercourse. That is when they will, and that feelings they were having, they didn't understand anything. When they engage in sexual intercourse, that feelings will be heightened. So they will now realize that, that feeling I was feeling here, that is the meaning. So this is the solution to all these feelings. Okay, the next time they feel it again, they want to look for a girlfriend or a boyfriend to what? To suppress or to kind of, make them feel comfortable. Okay. So that is it. So when they are in school age, they work, the men, they like their peers. 6 years old people are working, 12 years old people are in group. Men have their group, females have their group. But when they hit the teenage is about hormones. The hormones will jam. It will make you always emotional, always angry, always, oh Jesus. Okay, you don't listen to anything. If your hormones go up, 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 and you don't find a way to bring it down, you don't understand anything in life. When you talk, 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 you never finish talking. When they advise you, advise you, advise you, advise you, because the body is not satisfied, you don't listen. That is one mark about hormonal hyper, hormones on the hyper, on the upper side, go so high. You don't understand. You have some heat in you. You are feeling it. So you don't understand anything. No advice until that hormones come down. How will it come down? If you find an exit, a source that you can exit, or dispense these hormones down. And once you find this source, it becomes your clinch. You clinch to it. Okay, that is where, so teachings is very important. Okay, yes. So health and safety, sports, 6 years, they want to join the sports, the football teams, the stranger danger, the, the dental hygiene, nutrition, all these ones. Okay. Explain procedure logically to them. Their brains have developed. Allow them to ask questions. Okay. A toddler doesn't have any question for you. Kindergarten boy, they will be asking so many questions. Yes, allow them to ask their questions. Okay. A preschooler, yes, that's a preschooler. The school age, yes, they too, they have more questions. You involve them in decision making, very important. But the guy who is a preschooler, you don't involve the child, that guy, the preschooler or the 3 to 6 years guy. Mm. You don't involve them in decision making. You rather involve them in the care. Okay. Involve them in the care. But these people, because they have grown, they understand what you are doing. When they are six, when they are babies, we injected them. Toddlers, we injected them. Preschoolers, we injected them. School age, they are now back for another injection. Explain to them. Then you provide a sense of control for their choices. Okay. Don't only talk to parents, involve them in decision making. 6 to 12 years. Very important. Okay. So another pair, school age, they are very industrious, concrete, peer approval, self-esteem. They like boys, girls, girls. They like their peers. Your children, you get your phone, they are already communicating with their classmates, who is another boy. Okay. Yes. They communicate, they play video games online, they communicate. My children still have communicate with their peers in UK through YouTube. They play games together and all those stuffs. Okay. Yes. So this is the latency stage by fraud. Now, let's go to the teenagers. The teenagers. I told you today we are going to finish the milestone. Then tomorrow, today is Thursday. Let's meet tomorrow. So tomorrow we shall meet. Put it on your the timetable. Okay. So adolescents, hormones are up. Their brain starts from their head. Their brain has developed. The brain is talking to them. The brain is connecting to their society. The brain is connecting through their hormones to their sexuality. Okay, let's look at it. Socially, they are more concerned about their identity. Identity. Mm, their identity. Very important. Okay. I am a male. Am I a young man? Okay. Energetic. Okay. A male young man, energetic. I like my body. They dress well. They get better perfume. Okay. Yes, show me. Mm, better perfume for themselves. Okay. Identity. Wherever they go, they want to be recognized. When they go to church, they want to sing. They want to play keyboard. They want to play instrument. When they go to class, they want that is the identity. This perform. Yes. If you limit your child from 6 to 12 years and they become timid, they will have problem with identity here. Because when they become teenagers, now let us go for social programs. Because your child doesn't know how to dress, they will not dress well. When any position comes, okay, we want somebody to talk. We want to do this thing. We want to do a culture, a play, like 5-10 minutes. Okay, so I will be the lead role. I'll be this. I'll be this. They will. Okay, then they know because your child is timid. They have carried that timidity to adolescents, so they will be hiding at the back. Okay, in classroom they will not talk. Because yes, they feel that pressure on them, that fear, that phobia. Hey, what if I talk and I'm wrong? They will laugh at me. Oh, hey, okay, yes. So you have a role to play, but you are confused. You are confused. Some parents will carry their children to abroad. Okay, and the children will forget their root. Okay. So they will say, "Oh, you meet a black person on the street. Are you an African? No, I'm not an African. Yes. So are you a white person? No, I'm not. So who are you? You have identity problem. Okay. Yes. So the society has captured them that they have forgotten their identity. Okay, so identity problems is very, very important. Identity. Train the child. Among the peers, I will be the head. Okay, I will be the head. I remember when I was going to school, I always tell myself, when we take first 10, I should be in. I should be in. Oh, so I'll learn. So I always want to be seen, known. Okay, yes. Then this is the former operational. Okay, 6 to 12 years are operational. They are not acting. They play with their peers. But this one, more operational, former, proper, 12 to 18 years. Okay, yes. Mommy does not do anything for them again. Daddy does not do anything for them. Daddy, your own is provide and or mentor, guide, watch. Okay, expose them. The exposure started from here. Expose them 6 to 12 years. Okay, expose. Then you guide and you watch like a telescope. You watch from afar. Mm. You let them know this is the trend. Okay, that is the trend. Everybody is learning AI. Okay, what is your child doing? The child should learn because the time is coming. You use AI to do everything. That is not the time you are going to learn. You'll be late. You miss the job. Okay, everybody is learning in class. What are you sitting there for? Listen. Even when the doors are closed, prepare yourself. Be ready. When the doors open, it will be an opportune time for you. Okay. Yes, it's and their genital. This one, they are more concerned about their genitals. I told you that the hormone will go up so high. Eh? That's what you need an exit. Okay. So you see the mothers always fighting with their daughters. Because the daughter has fallen in love with one guy in the society. It's not the daughter's fault. When the hormone was building in the daughter, where was the mother to interpret to the daughter that, you see, when you read this stage, there are some feelings because of hormones, there are some feelings you'll be having. That is not normal, it's not usual. It can make you depressed. You can sleep the whole day. It can make you talkative. It can make you not to bath and you'll be smelling. It can make you, these are the signs and symptoms, okay, of hormonal influence because you are a teenager, because the hormone is building, okay. So if you, the parent, don't educate this child for them to be aware of whatever they are going to, and they go outside. Remember, if it is not nature, it is nature. They go outside and somebody lure them and do something with them. And after doing that thing with them, they now have comfort because when the hormones drop down, you see, pregnant women, when the hormones build up, they are always angry. The least thing, they are angry. But when they give birth and the hormones drop down gently, all these anger issues vanish. The same thing happens to adolescents. It is hormones. It will be building, to be building, they'll be having some kind of feelings. Imagine, pregnant woman will only have 9 months journey and she is out of it. But this guy is having from 12 to 18 years, 6 years of hormonal influx. They don't understand what their body is going through. What are you doing? We need to educate them. Can we open another group where we have only teenagers that we educate them on some of these things as we are doing for the nurses. Okay. So here, peer focus, like the school age, peer focus, very high. But because here the hormones are combined, so they mostly do cross pairing, male to female. Okay. So a teenager, 13 years, would like to move around with, let's say, 14, 15 years old boy. Okay. They are all peers. But when this same 13 years old girl was 7 years old girl, she doesn't like boys. She's always playing with what? 7 or 8 years old or 6 years old girls. So the story has changed because of the denominator hormones. Okay. Basically, now more cells are being added. Growth. Let's go to growth. More cells have been
Hello,
added.
hello, hello,
Let me finish, then you ask your question.
sir.
Okay?
Thank you.
Let me finish, then you ask questions. Yes. So more cells are being added. So the girls will start seeing breast, pubic hair, their menses coming, okay, after the breast budding, the seed, okay. Then the boys will see their testicular enlargement, the pubic hair, their voice will be deepening. Yes. So growth spurts occur before menarche in girls, and before voice change in boys. Okay. So abstract thinking, hypothetical reasoning, idealism. Okay. I want to be like Elon Musk. Over here, oh more. When you were in school, they ask you, what work will you do? I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a pilot. I want to do this. I want a lot of ideas running through your mind as a teenager. Okay, now we are teachers. Future planning is very important. Okay, so US has a program for the youth in the country. They call it boot camp. They do it for teenagers. So like summer, now they are on summer holidays. They vacated last week. So they will go back in August. So across the country, we have a lot of boot camps. In Ghana, we were saying youth camp, youth. In Ghana, we say youth camp. US, or they have this boot, they call it boot camp for adolescents. So you register your child, they will go for, let's say, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and they will be trained by all these military guys. Okay, pastors will go and preach to them, engineers will go and talk to them as a teenager. So before the child will come back from boot camp, their mind, their mindset, their way of thinking is changed. So have you realized US has a lot of soldiers, military guys. They start from this thing. When the child hit teenager, 10, 12 years, 11, 12, they start enrolling you into boot camp. So by the time you are 17, 18 years, you are an adult, they can pick you as a military, okay, and they will enroll you into military, Air Force, Navy, whatever. Okay, now you can serve the highest years you can serve as US military is 20 years. So somebody who has entered military at 18 years old, and they will pay you as an adult soldier. Yes, 18. You give you bungalows, enjoy life, your cars, free insurance, discounts everywhere you go as 18 years boy. By plus 20 years, you sign a contract, you sign it 3, some do 5 years. I mean, but the highest you can go is 20 years. So By 20 years, 18 plus 20, 38. 38 years, this guy is already a veteran that they will retire on their salaries. Okay. They will enjoy the salary till they die. Okay. Yes. All these programs were in Africa, and now you can't find it again. Okay. Yes. So is a way of teaching their children how to be what, how to never fail when they grow. They teach them, catch them at young and teach them. Okay. Adolescents feel vulnerable, so they like taking risks. Can we organize a program that we will mentor them like boot camp? Okay. All these ones are there. Psychosocial, developing self-identity, mm, exploring value, belief, sexuality, peer acceptance is very critical, like the school age guys. Okay. Support independence as a nurse and encourage decision making. Okay. A teenager who is 16 years old has come to your clinic pregnant, emancipated adult. Support decision, don't demoralize them because they become confused when you demoralize them. Is there a way you can talk to a teenager that even if you insult the teenager, she will still see it as love and still like you? Okay. You respect their privacy. Very important. Okay. Yes. So peer group, they like peer groups over their family influence. Okay. They have that strong desire for acceptance. So a lot of teenagers have issues with their parents because they think their parents don't like them, but their friends outside like them. So they have that strong desire. Whoever likes them, they will like you. Their romantic relationships develop. They use more abstract language, express opinions. That is them. They will tell you their mind. It's very important. They are sensitive to tone and perspective. So all these things, they are common risk because of this issue, desire for acceptance and peer group family. Most of them get exposed to what? Peer influence, substance abuse, unsafe sex, eating disorders, depression and suicide, risk-taking behaviors. Okay, so you always screen your teenager for mental health and suicide or risk. You don't take it serious in wherever you're coming from, but screen the parent. That is the duty of the parent to screen their children for what? For mental health and suicide risk. They are keeping so many informations you don't know. Okay. You give them health education on sexual health education, STI and pregnancy prevention, safety interventions like helmets when they are biking or seat belts when they are driving. Your teenager is 18 years old. She joined the military. She will live in Alabama with this child. Mm, Alabama in the south. Okay. And they have posted, because he joined military, they have posted him to maybe Maryland in the north, so many hours far away from the parents. Some of them like 3, 4, 5 years, they've never seen their parents before. They are serving as military. Sometimes we take them outside the country. Teenager, 18 years. You, the parent, how will you feel at home? Okay. So you teach them. That is why you have all this before 18 years to teach them. so that they can survive. We are here, our parents are not with us, but we are surviving. And our parents, when they sleep, they can sleep. They can sleep. So that's it. Sleep hygiene and substance abuse education is very important. Okay. Now, all this communication, provide privacy, involve the adolescent directly, not just the parent. Use respect, non-judgmental language, encourage participation in care decision. Talking only to the parent. If you see any answer like this in any question, especially NCLEX, it's a trap. Don't use it. So when you see the NCLEX trap, that is what it means. They can give you an answer like that. If you are not careful, you choose that, you are in big trouble. Okay. Yes. So wrapping up, I told you pediatrics, I will not go to adulthood. I'll end at 18 years. Then we go to the diseases. Okay. So wrapping up, these are all formal operational genital, peers over parent, risk taking is expected. That's it. You are not doing 18 to 40 years. 18 to 40 is adulthood. It's not a pediatric. So when we get to psychiatry, and we are doing growth and development in psychiatry and mental health, we will come back and continue from here. Thank you so much. My name is Paul Bright, a registered nurse. Any question? Yes, any question? Those of you who wanted to ask questions, any question, then go to the chat box. Sir, please, I have a question. Please, is it possible for an infant to possess some of these qualities? Like an infant exhibiting this stage, toddlers. Mercy Aqua, come and explain yourself well. I don't understand your question.
Hello,
Toddlers,
sir.
yes,
Sir, please, good evening.
yes, increase your voice.
Sir, I was asking that some of the infants possess what we just learned today, like the toddlers, like whatever that the parents do, the toddlers are able to emulate. As soon as infant less than a year, when he sees somebody drinking maybe pure water,
Hey,
he
Can
would
you
also
can you
go.
hear me? I can't hear her well.
Sir, please, that's the voice. Oh. That's why I wrote it in the chat box. Sir, please, I said some of the infants exhibit some qualities of the toddlers. Is it
Mhm.
possible? Yes, is it possible for an infant to emulate or possess some qualities as the toddlers?
Yes, they are connected. All these behavior presentations, they are connected. So you see toddler or infant, as they are nearing 12 months, they will begin to speak words like one words, come, go, do this. Okay, those one words. Mm, yes, so which the toddler too can also do it. Okay,
Okay,
their way of
okay, sir.
thinking. So it is a chain. That's what we call growth and development. Okay, it's a chain of movement that we do. So these are the things you should know. Okay, yeah. They will not, infants cannot exhibit all the signs of a toddler, but they can, with some and a few of them, they can still do it. Okay. Okay. Yes. Any other question? You are welcome. Any other question? If no question, can we close? Yes. So if you want to join this coaching that we are doing, the link is on the chat box. Please join the group. We always learn. We always learn. Okay. Yes. We always learn. So I'm not running this page alone. Someone's hand is up. Oh, okay. Yeah. So please, this is a free page. Okay. So you join, you learn, build yourself. Today, there are certain things you didn't know. People even have challenges on how to remember all this. I see. I'll make it simple for you. Okay. Yes. So now you know the age of your child. Mm. And when the question comes, you know what to do. Thank you so much, guys. And I say goodbye to you. We meet tomorrow again, same time, same venue on the Zoom. On the ATT group, if you have your ATT, you should tell the admin, I want to write in this month. Okay. So currently, the month of June is running. Those who will be writing in June will be running. Okay. So it's running. They've opened the page. It's running. May is over. Okay. May is over. Okay. You can DM me. So May is over, but June is currently open. So we have 30 days in June, or 30, or whatever, 31 days. So you join if you want to write in June, or if you are registered to write in June. Don't join because you want to join. There are some people, any group, they will join. No. We want to see that whatever we are doing for people, they are also passing. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes that means we'll ask you, what is your evidence that you've booked exam in June or in, July or whatever. So as the month hits, my ATT is in August. So if your ATT is on, it is expiring in August. So when are you writing your exam? Contact the RN in charge of the ATTs. Okay. Her name is Olugumi. So please contact her and she will take you through it. She will take you through it. Join the page. When you join the page, chat with any of the admins. Okay. Or just drop a message. Join I send the page link there to the chat box. Join the page. When you join the WhatsApp group, okay, the RN in charge of ATTs, just chat, drop a message on the page. RN will chat you. Okay. And you take it from there. Okay. If you're already in the group, then you know your admins. So contact her. Okay. Yes, she's the one running the page now. Thank you so much. Nicholas is not around. That is why for some time now we are not having town hall meetings. When he comes, he will take over the town hall meetings. Okay. Yeah. And the general mentorship Monday to Thursdays or Mondays to Fridays sessions is run by myself and Ayariga. So that is it. Okay. It's a group. It's not only me doing it. I do the presentations, but it's a group thing. Okay, please. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you so much.